hopefully you found that as fast. That's the second time I've seen that presentation, and it's amazing. Just how quickly things are moving and the extent to which they're changing is it's mind-blowing. So thank you, Wendy, for that. She talked a lot about social media, so I'll put it out there. This is one of the lunch topics at one of the tables. We are posting some pictures from today on Facebook. Some of you may already be subscribers to our Regional Culinary Spirit Facebook page. If you are not, I invite you, and I will make sure you get the information. It's actually on the signature line of every email I send, an invitation. Connect with us. Share pictures when you're in our restaurants, or share pictures when you go out to eat. It's a great way of coming together as a community. Hopefully for those of you that view it, you enjoy it. But yeah, I invite you to take part in our regional social media presence. I know I enjoy posting, and I hear from a lot of our chefs that they enjoy getting their pictures out there as well and sharing that. So the other thing I wanted to point out to you, probably have already had a chance to look at the playbill that's on your table. Wendy talked about the Z generation wanting to get their hands dirty and get into things. So although I don't know that there's any Z's in here, in fact, probably few millennials in here. Cardi's looking at me. There are some great recipes in the back of that book from the lunch that we had. Instructions on how to make mozzarella and some of the other different things that you had there. So I invite you to try those out as well. Our next presenter, I want to bring up Beth Winthrop. And she is our National Director of Wellness. She's a registered dietitian. She's a support resource for our entire team of registered dietitians that's out in the field. The topic of health and wellness has become extremely important on campuses. Wendy talked about that customization piece. Students want to be able to customize their meals and have control over the ingredients, and they want to understand those ingredients. They want to know what's in there. The whole topic of allergen sensitivity has become huge. And I've heard a lot of stories directly, directly from parents and from our managers and from clients, that the allergen sensitivity awareness and our accommodations for them has become a decision point for why a student picks a particular school. They say, I'm coming to DeSales because I know you have a great MyZone program, and I feel comfortable that my child is going to have great options and, more importantly, is going to be safe. So I thought this was an important topic to talk about as we look at recruiting, because it really does give you that differentiator to put in front of a certain grouping of students where this is truly important, and it can help to put you over that edge in terms of where you stack up against some of the other schools. So with that, I'm going to turn over to Beth, who will talk to you about health and wellness on campus. So thank you, Beth.
Very good. Thank you for inviting me. I will come anytime for a lunch like that. That was certainly fantastic. Nope. Okay, I got it now. All right. So I'm one of those 23% of parents whose children do expect me to help with their college education. But certainly for kids that have dietary limitations, serious food allergies, celiac disease, any kind of gastrointestinal disease, diabetes, their parents are definitely going to want to be involved in that college decision. So these are some of the things that students and parents are thinking about and want from that college experience. So particularly for the parents, they are just extremely focused on safety. Now this is true for any parent of any kid going to college. You're thinking, are they going to be texting and driving? Are they going to be going to crazy frat parties? What's going to happen to them? And parents are worried about any kid. But then you take that, the heart of your heart and give them a serious food allergy, and then you're hoping they're going to carry their EpiPen and all those different things. The students want to be safe too, but they don't want to have to think about being safe. They just want to be safe. They want to have that full college experience. Students and parents. Parents want their kids to have new experiences, new perspectives. So maybe that's a visit from the global chef and talking about how food is really made in Iceland, which is just really fascinating. Maybe it's getting your hands in the food and really having a cooking class. And one of the things that I love about being on campuses, and I was on a lot of your campuses this week, is just watching that interaction between the chefs and the students. And chefs are such rock stars these days. They're on YouTube and they're on every channel, and the kids just really love interacting with the chefs, and that's really fun to see. Again, when you have kids with special dietary needs, there's a whole new layer in there because the chef holds their fate in their hands. So they have to have that relationship and they have to have that trust. And what I say when I'm going and I'm training chefs at accounts and we're talking about allergy management and safety in the kitchen, I say, listen, Chef George, I want you to be the guy that when this kid goes home for Thanksgiving, he says, Mom, it's fine. You don't have to worry. Chef George knows all about me, knows what I can have, what I can't have, and he's keeping me safe. It's no problem. Just think about something else, Mom. Here's my dirty socks. So new friendships, again, one of the things that parents really worry about with kids going to college. Maybe they've had to sit at the peanut-free table in elementary school. Maybe they had to sit with somebody who wasn't who they really wanted to sit with because of that isolation for a food allergy. Maybe they couldn't have the birthday cake at their friend's party. So being able to make those friendships, having it be free and easy and transparent and not having to worry about it, that's a big deal. You know, belonging, being able to participate in clubs, organizations, trips, travel abroad, all those different things. Again, a big deal. And just starting off a successful life. That's what college is all about. So we want people to focus on their future, not their food allergy. Allergies and special diets was one of the top 5 food stories of the year in any type of food venue. So again, the gluten-free is not going away. Actual celiac disease is definitely increasing, but there are also many, many people that don't have celiac disease who do seem to have a reaction to gluten, and many more who just want to be on a gluten-free diet. Food allergies are really increasing very, very rapidly in this country. It's actually quite frightening. There's a lot of research going on about why that is, but if you think you have a lot of kids at your school with allergies now, the generation coming behind that's in high school now is 50% higher, and it's only continuing to grow. It hasn't even slowed down. So college age is a very dangerous age for people with food allergies. It's the age that people are statistically most likely to die from their food allergy, and there's a lot of reasons for that. It's an age for high-risk behaviors, and not carrying your EpiPen is a whole different high-risk behavior. The scariest statistic on this slide for me is that only 25% of students with food allergies make their food preparers aware that they have a food allergy. So that's one of the huge things we have to do, is give a lot of points of access so that students can tell us. We need to have collaborative relationships between dining services, the disabilities office, student health, resident advisors, all those people that might be the ones to find out that somebody has a food allergy. We all need to talk to one another. So Simple Servings has been my baby for the 3 years that I've been working in campus services. Simple Servings won a Best Concept Award, and it's a resident dining option that is open to everybody. So it's very inclusive. If you and I just met, we want to have lunch together. I don't have to tell you that I have a food allergy and I have to wait for chef to make me something special. We can just both go to the station. There's no foods that include peanuts, tree nuts, milk, eggs, soy, wheat, gluten, or shellfish. That still leaves a lot of foods. That leaves basically all your meat proteins, beans, lots and lots of gluten-free starchy dishes, quinoa, potatoes, rice, corn, lots of things, every vegetable you can ever imagine in your wildest dreams, salads, scratch dressings, lots of different things. The big thing that's hard about Simple Servings that we really have as the focus and effort for most of our training is prevention of cross-contact. So we get the right ingredients, we have the right recipes, we have the right method of service. We need to make very, very sure that allergens aren't touching those allergy-free foods. Rush mentioned MyZone. There's a MyZone here. And MyZone is more of a personal pantry type of approach, so the student is kind of taking care of themselves a little bit. They have access to the special foods that they need, as well as some equipment that is kept free, again, from cross-contact with allergens, such as a gluten-free toaster. Because the minute you put regular bread in your gluten-free toaster, that's a big problem. So again, this is really the big, big thing. Talk to us, tell us, do you have dietary restrictions? We'd like to work with you. One of the things that really breaks my heart, I'm the dietitian on the Meet the Dietitian link on everybody's website. So I get messages sometimes from parents that are like, my son hasn't had anything he can eat all semester long. I'm like, wow, that is horrible. Who has he talked to? Well, he didn't talk to anybody. That is awful. Awful. You know, talk to us now. Talk to us up front. We want the tour guides and the resident advisors and student health and everybody to know that there's somebody you can talk to. We can accommodate people. The FAIR organization, this is their color scheme that I stole for this little thing to go on our websites. FAIR is Food Allergy Research and Education, and we're working really very, very closely with them to try to identify best practices, training. They're an excellent organization, and they're very, very comfortable with what we do. And I think, you know, a lot of parents are hooked into that organization. So I think in the food allergy community, our partnership is helpful. For everybody in dining, not just people with special dietary needs, we have Mindful. So Mindful is a lot of fun. It has a beautiful, clean, transparent look to it. Calls out specifically the ingredients with pictures. So again, the generation that really wants to know what's in there. And the thing that's nice about Mindful is we're drawing in people who didn't come into your restaurant looking specifically for something healthy. They just came looking for something yummy. And we're going to try to attract them to eat something healthy too. And again, it's not about deprivation, it's about healthy indulgence. So instead of spending your 300 or your 500 calories on the first column there of sort of beige, boring, brown food, get a generous portion with lots of fruits and vegetables and vibrant colors and fiber to keep you feeling satisfied throughout the day. So it's, again, not about deprivation, it's about indulging yourself in a healthy way that makes you feel great. Now, there's definitely people who come into dining who do want to count calories and plan their menus. It may be that athlete that needs 4,000 calories, but coach has told them 50% of your calories have to be from complex carbohydrates, so they need to do some pre-planning. Everybody basically has this already. On your dining website, you can check off what you think you're going to eat all day long, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then if you push the button that says Print Selected Items Report, you get this. One thing that's really nice about this is if you look down the right-hand edge, it lists all the allergens. So what you could do is if you wanted to plan your menu for the whole day, if you were allergic to something in particular, you can plan your menu, print it out, and just make sure that you're not seeing any of those allergens. Then you have something that you can compare notes with chef if you'd like to do that. I can tell you, mom of freshman food allergic kid is doing this every day, looking to see what the kid can eat. Talk to a lot of parents. And then also, if you do that ahead of time meal planning, this is a real-time tool. We have 6,000 recipes that are of Sodexo recipes that are in this MyFitnessPal database. So if you're getting macaroni and cheese in the Sodexo dining restaurant, you can make sure that you're getting the macaroni and cheese numbers that actually belong to the recipe that we made with the ingredients that we made it with. So that is my presentation very quickly of some of the wellness tools you have available to you and some of what we're doing to try to reach out and accommodate your allergic students and those with special needs. And I do have to just say Rush deserves a lot of credit in my eyes for really recognizing and appreciating the value of the registered dietitian in this. And I can tell you that parents of kids who do have special needs really, really do appreciate that as well. So. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that.